very thankful to have an opportunity to continue the growing process, to be in charge of that. We have a lot of excellent young players to work with that their whole future's in front of them.
It's official, like a referee with a whistle. The details have not been put out there, but it looks like Dwane Casey will be the head coach for the Toronto Raptors for 3 more years. Someone's happy. Okay, so guys, are you happy with Dwane Casey, or did you want to see the Raptors maybe test the waters and get a big name coach? Tricks, you obviously.
I like Dwane Casey. He's like that dude you play dominoes with. I like that guy. I don't know. There's something. He just has a very positive, encouraging attitude. And I'm not saying other coaches didn't have that. We had Butch Carter, other coaches that were effective. But there's something about Dwane Casey that just embodies like encouragement. He doesn't let these guys be down on themselves for too long. He's always encouraging them. That whole pound the rock. This guy brought a boulder into like the locker room. Just things like that. It's just amazing to me that he's all about encouragement. And sometimes you need that positive energy in the locker room from a coach. You don't always need that guy yelling at you all the time. So it's a good thing.
Julia?
Yeah, Dwayne's, I think he didn't get nearly enough votes for Coach of the Year. I think he's created a culture, which I think a lot of people don't value enough. In the team, they really do seem like a really close-knit group, and I think that's really important. They want to win for each other, and I think we've all seen other teams that don't have that at all, and it's disastrous.
I personally adore Coach Casey. He's been a mentor personally of mine. He's really helped me as a journalist, but also I just want to say, I'm with you guys, because the one thing about Coach Casey is he's a great man. He's accountable. You very rarely interact with people who are in positions of power, who treat every single person they encounter a certain way, even, I don't know, I'm a fan of him more than a coach, just as a human being.
Well, is he going to come on this show again?
Yeah, he will. He's promised me he will. Coach Casey was on the very first episode of that show, and that's how I got so much love for him. He made sure and came out to the couch. Now let's move on. The Toronto Raptors and Masai Ujiri still have their work to do, and one thing Tim Lewicki came out earlier and said was that they are going to re-sign Kyle Lowry. Are you guys committing to Kyle Lowry as a point guard for the Toronto Raptors, or do you think maybe he leaves or they go another direction?
Absolutely, you keep Kyle Lowry.
Because it's up to him right now.
He proved to be the heart and soul of the team on many different occasions. I wasn't a fan of Kyle Lowry coming here. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, no, that's the majority thought, no?
He didn't sell
Even his
me.
first season with the team wasn't that spectacular.
But he's proved that he's like not just the leader of the team, but the heart and soul of it, like the nucleus of it.
But okay,
I'm happy with it.
I'll throw something out there just for devil's advocate's sake. Everyone always knows contract years, you tend to get a different player than you usually get. So is that a concern for you moving forward, Julia?
That's not a concern, I don't think. I agree with what you're saying, but I think genuinely he's improved this year, and I think like these guys are saying, without Kyle's grit at the ends of games, they certainly would have won at least 2 of those playoff games. They wouldn't have been in the situation they were going into the playoffs, so I think we totally need Kyle, and I think he wants to win for this team.
And well, he will be highly sought after, as he is. I don't know, is there a better point guard available in free agency at this point? I'm not sure. Now let's move on. DeMar DeRozan this year took a jump from being the best player on the Toronto Raptors to being an NBA All-Star. Dan, I'll start with you. Do you see it in DeMar DeRozan this year to make the jump from All-Star to Superstar?
I don't know if superstar in the ilk of LeBron James and Kevin Durant, who I consider to be 1 and 1A in the league. Congratulations to KD, by the way, for MVP. But,
are you congratulating him on that Game 1 performance?
Can't say nothing there.
Just Game 1, as we saw in the previous series.
That is true.
And some people had Memphis winning that series. I was not one of them.
But
is DeMar going to take that jump into superstar? I don't think that's what DeMar is going for. I don't think he's sitting there saying, I want to be a superstar. I think he's sitting there saying, what do I do this summer so that the team wins a playoff round this year? What do I need to do to help us win more ball games? I think that's going to be his focus. And depending on what happens with personnel over the summer, that could mean scoring less points next year. I don't know. It's definitely going to be on becoming a better defensive player. So, no, I don't think he's going to be one of the 5 greatest players in the league, but I do think he will come back next year a better player and focused on winning.
Okay, let's go from DeMar to Big JV. I'm very excited. Jonas Valanciunas will be spending some time this summer with my favorite basketball player, even ahead of Kobe Bryant of all time.
Wow.
Akeem the Dream Olajuwon.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Good. I didn't know.
So it's been reported that JV and Akeem will spend some time together, obviously working on post moves because he doesn't work on three-point shooting. But another thing JV will do this summer is play for Lithuania. Should JV be pushing his body to the limit for another year of international competition, or does he need to put
Yeah.
the NBA as a priority?
Of course he should.
He's still
This is
young.
part
He's still young, yeah.
He is making it a part. He's 21 years old. Get out there, play as much basketball as you can. There's so much room for him to improve. Yes, he should.
We saw flashes of it in game 1. If we could get that JV even like half the time next year, it would be incredible.
I'd like to apologize for, making fun of the whole pick when he was picked.
You did?
You were that
I
guy.
went on
Who was that dude?
I was on a, it went viral. I want to apologize to all the fans out there because he proved me wrong immensely. And
You're a big man for apologizing.
But I'm very excited to see what Olajuwon does. I saw what Olajuwon did with LeBron's post moves. You know what I mean? And I know it's LeBron and it's JV, but JV, obviously there's a lot of potential there. We have a legit big man, and I want to see what happens. I want him to be like Dirk Nowitzki. I want him to get a shot.
No,
I want it all.
I want him to be
it all.
a true
But
big
didn't you
man.
think that in the
Dream
first,
shake.
No, guys,
Get him a
enough
dream
with the
shake.
Imagine that, the
perimeter
dream shake?
No,
No
enough
shots,
with the perimeter
dream
players.
shake.
Listen, still more to come on the Hangout. We got to talk about Terrence Ross, maybe even Vince Carter. More to come after the break.